DrVtach Show. This podcast is a long-form conversation hosted by DrVtach with the top guests in the world of esports. All from owners, pros, semi-pros, former pros, and content creators of many games. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the DrVtach Show. Well, today we got a special guest, and oh boy, this guy is special, and he is tough. And he's a really nice guy. He's a content creator, an R6 content creator. He plays Rainbow Six, and this guy is really, really good. Folks, I want to introduce you to OddBigBossMan. How you doing?
In this city built to survive, it's an old man playing a game for kids.
Oh
I'm
man,
good to you, VTech.
oh man, how old are you?
I am 39. I'm turning 40 in 3 months and 3 days.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the 40 club of 40s.
Where everything starts to hurt and stag.
Yeah, it hurts while you sleep. I mean, when you sleep,
Yeah, I
and
wake
you
up
with
strained.
pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm 46, so trust me, I still feel it.
Yeah, I can only the young guys, they don't know. Literally, all the guys I play the game with, they're in their 20s. The oldest one is 27 or whatever. They have no idea what's coming.
Oh, they don't. Once they hit 30, that's when you got to really take care of yourself. I'm saying, even when you're in your 40s, that's a time you got to hit the gym, do a lot of workout. But especially in your 30s, it's like you got to really take care of yourself. Watch what you're eating and stuff like that, because you could gain weight really, really quick.
Sorry, I there was a complete pause there. I didn't hear what you were saying. Sorry, there's like severe internet issues apparently in South Africa or something, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I didn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, no, I was saying that at the age of 30, you got to be very careful, because that's when you start gaining weight.
Yeah, I'm already there, yeah.
Well, you're married too.
Yeah, but I used to be fit before I got married, but yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too. I was 195 pounds, got married, I gained 100 pounds.
Yeah, I was also around 83 kilos, yeah. So what, 160 pounds? Close to that? Maybe a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, that's what married life will do to you.
Yeah, it does.
So, tell the fans where you actually from. Where you're located.
I am from South Africa, which is not a geographical location, but the actual name of a country located in the south of Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup. I think that's what most people will recognize. So yeah, that's where I'm from. And we're also 4-time Rugby World Champions, current residing as well.
So I assume that's your favorite.
Well, yes. It's like American football without padding. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez. I seen rugby. I don't know how in the world those guys could just, I mean, they're tough. I see how brutal. I mean, but I don't see that much injury to the face. It's like they know what they're doing. And yes, I see some bloody nose sometimes. It's very rare, but I mean,
yeah, they get knocked around, but severe injury is very minimal, I would say. Yes.
Yeah, it's very minimal. To be a sport that you don't have that much padding. I mean, what paddings do they use? Do they have anything?
Sometimes people will wear scrum caps to protect their ears. It's called cauliflower ears. You know, like wrestlers will have, so it's to protect from that. And sometimes they'll have shoulder pads or something just to protect them from, I don't know what, to make them look bigger, but that's it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, those guys are huge.
Yeah, some of these guys from South Africa are massive dudes.
Yeah, they're like
really
massive.
Big. Yeah.
They make Hulk look little. I'm telling you, they're huge.
They get just as angry as quickly as him too, funny enough.
Wow. I bet. So, boss, how you got into to Rainbow? How did it all started for you? How did gaming first started for you? How did it all started for you?
My parents bought me a SEGA Mega Drive II with Mortal Kombat 3. I played those old Nintendo games, with Super Mario and that before that when I was like 6 years old. But I got my very first console when I was 10 turning 11, or 1996. I remember that for a fact. So yeah, I was 10 turning 11, something like that, or 11 turning 12. And I got this on a black and white TV. I got my own TV, and I got Mortal Kombat 3, and I played that thing in black and white until the cows came home. And then I got a PlayStation, and I started playing Gran Turismo and Metal Gear Solid. Fell in love with that stuff, and I have been gaming ever since then. I've never not... only that period when I was getting to know my wife and getting married, I didn't play. That's basically it.
And how was it that you got into Rainbow?
Years ago, here in South Africa, I had my own esports team called Elite Gaming. So we competed in FIFA and Fortnite and Call of Duty. And then I met these guys, and they said they wanted to be part of the organization, and they play a game called Rainbow Six. And I was like, yes, I've always seen videos about the game. When Rainbow came out on the 17th of December 2015, that's the year I met my wife, in that August. So I missed the launch and all of that kind of stuff. So literally that next year, I got married. And I think in 2019, I had the esports team. And these guys said they wanted to be picked up. They wanted to be part of the organization. And I said, okay, let's do it. And I went with them to a LAN event. And they won the whole thing. And I was there, I had like Astro headsets for everyone. And daisy-chained mix amps and all this stuff. And I was sitting with these 5 young guys. And they were beating every sort of professional team in South Africa. All the guys that used to think that these young kids are cheating, they beat all of them. I was there cheering them on. I walked 16 kilometers. I don't know what's that, 1,000,000 miles. I don't know, okay? In those 2 days that the LAN event was happening. And it was absolutely fantastic. And then after that, I started playing the game with them a little bit. And they would put me on operators like Jaeger and Mute. And they would teach me, this is how you set up sight and do rotations and sight lines here, and these are the walls we reinforce and that kind of stuff. And that was this December. It will be 6 years ago, because I started playing during Win Bastion. I think that's year 3, season 4. That's when Kaid and Nomad came out. I think that's year 3, season 4. And I played on console for just about 2 years, and during Steel Wave, I learned that controller is extremely difficult. That's why so many people are inclined to use mouse and keyboard on console. But I decided I'm going to start playing on PC. And I was never a PC gamer my entire life. Never, ever. And then it so happens that I do content creation for my office as well. And I said to them, I need a PC that I can be able to render 4K video and stuff like that. And they said, okay. And they built me probably a 3000 about 4 years ago or something. And then I said, okay, well, I'm going to start playing Rainbow now. And that's basically how I started, from console, and then I transitioned straight into PC from there.
Wow, with that PC, you could probably play Star Citizen.
Yeah, but it's a Ryzen 9 with a 2070 Super and 64 gigs of 30G skill Trident. I got all kinds of good stuff for it.
That's really, really good.
So it did absolutely. I went from 60 hertz console to 240 straight away. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was a massive change, and I was extremely bad at the game. I don't have mechanical skill like all the young kids do, but I do have that same passion and love that the majority of the player base has. The people that play Rainbow Six Siege
really good. You play really. What's your rank right now?
Well, now the season just started, so I think I'm Silver 3 or something. So we've only played 2 full days.
Oh, but yeah, but I mean, previously you were Emerald or Diamond?
I've reached Champion twice and Diamond twice, but it's you remember we play on very high ping, and I'm old, and I do consider myself to be a champion level teammate, but I am definitely not that entry frag gunner guy that's going to get those easy picks.
You're probably more a support player then.
Yeah, I'm used to that. Like, I've been doing it this December will be 6 years that I've been doing the exact same thing. And people tune in, and so many people have told me how they learn how to set up site and how to be a good teammate from watching me, getting on the cams, giving call outs, all that kind of stuff, which is necessary. I've won so many matches without having a gun in my hand. You can't even quantify it.
Yeah, I've seen people just win. I mean, just by giving call outs, giving locations, telling their teammates where the enemies are, and they just do a really phenomenal job by doing that.
And you know what, Dr. VTech, I stream on Twitch and TikTok at the same time, simultaneously the same broadcast. And so many of the younger players, now when I say younger, I mean anyone from 16 to 34, they'll tune in and the first thing they'll say is, what rank? And then I'll tell them rank doesn't matter. If your goal is to reach a rank and you lose matches or something, you're going to be demotivated. But if your goal is to have fun, you'll probably be winning anyway. So you just have to align what you want and what you want to achieve, if you know what I mean.
No, that is so true. I mean, rank does not matter anymore because it could fluctuate. You could just do good in one day, you could do bad in the other day. Second, there's a lot of cheaters we're going against now. So it doesn't really determine who you really are. It really doesn't. I remember way back in, I think around those, I forgot which season was, they had to take out your rank and your KD on a startup because if they see that you were a silver or a gold, yeah, they'll immediately just like leave and you just still waiting to get picked up, to go into a match. So I was so happy that Ubisoft took that out. Now you enter a match, the only way you're going to find out if that person is a high skill, high rank is because of the background card. If they put out the background card, then you would know that was their rank previously. But still doesn't mean they're that good. Because I've seen some silver players do even better than golds and plat and emeralds. I just seen it. You just don't know who you're gonna go against.
The thing is, it's like sport. Any team can beat another team on the day. Like, I think, especially since maybe the Jinxie phase, people attach too much value to rank. I have this standing joke. If someone asks what rank you are, I say, don't you know that if you reach champion, you get an increase at work? You get a prettier girlfriend. Your life becomes instantly better. The higher your rank in Siege, the better you are in life. And I tell them that, it's not the truth. Just rank doesn't matter. As long as you're playing and you're having fun, then you're winning.
Yeah, that's the main important thing, is to have fun and not to be stressed out and going through so much dilemma. I'm 100% sure a lot of people would prefer not to be ranked than to face cheaters, because this cheating is really taking a toll and has done a lot of harm.
Last season, the season was delayed. Deep Freeze was delayed by a week. And in that week, I've got countless videos of flying drones, people pre-firing off spawn, running outside. The cheating was completely out of control. But then one of the cheat developers was caught, or an update was done on Ubisoft side or BattleEye, and lots of cheaters got banned. Many, many, many. And now from the start of this season, with the introduction of machine learning and data bans, I think a lot of these players that just use macros by default and all these things, they're a lot more cautious, I think. So I don't think we've seen a cheater, maybe one or two. I'm actually not sure, not definitively. It could just have been a high skill player.
Yeah, that tends to happen. Yeah. So hopefully this gets taken care of, because a lot of people stop playing it because of that. I kind of like what they're going to do now with implementing the ability that console players could play with PC players. Now, it's not vice versa. PC players cannot select to go play against console players, but console players could play against PC players. Yes. And I think now with Mousetrap, they're going to do something like, if they find out that you're using Sim, which is cheating, using mouse and keyboard on a console, it's going to automatically, they attach your IP and your system ID and everything, and they're going to place you to play against PC player always.
Yes, that happens in Season 3. So that is the penalty for not confirming. So now I understand why when Mousetrap detected all of these players, everyone was asking, why are they not getting banned? Now I understand why. Because yes, using a third-party device is prohibited. I understand that. But these are also players that spend money in the game and have put in countless hours. And ultimately, Ubisoft wants them to play. If you're on console, Ubisoft wants you to play controller. Ubisoft wants you to do the right thing. So I understand it. Yes, I know it's not fair to the console guys that have to face these mouse and keyboard guys. But in 2 seasons from now, season 3, if you are detected with mousetrap, because I talk about this on stream almost every day. People say mousetrap's not going to fix anything. There's going to be workarounds. The fact is Ubisoft is a $3 billion company, and they have more resources, and they have told us, we are implementing a strike team, and we are giving more resources, so funds are going to go into combating, because Siege is their golden boy. They want it to be cheater-free. No one wants it more than Ubisoft, I'm telling you now. So when those guys are detected, they are hoping, the developers of mouse and keyboard peripheral spoofing devices, they are hoping that these companies are going to keep updating the firmware of these devices. Now the thing is, this little cheat developer third-party device guy has to pay a developer to do it. He has to physically spend money and say, okay, develop the workaround. So how many times is he going to pay the guy to keep updating the software of a device that's already been bought? I'm not paying a subscription as a cheater on console. You know what I mean? I buy the device, and am I going to be supported for life? So there's going to come a point where the developer is going to say, I am not spending any more money. It's over. Go play a different game. So then everyone will be forced to play controller on console. And like you mentioned, in Season 4, PC and console friends will be able to play together in PC lobbies, which is fantastic. And also a PC player can host a console tournament. So no need to have someone on console to be able to be a spectator and that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that personally as well.
Yeah, me too. I came from console, and I do the craziest thing a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people do know. I use controller on PC. There's no possible way I could do mouse and keyboard. I tried, but the thing is, I've been playing controller since the first Xbox came out.
Yeah, that's 1998, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I even played the 3DO when I was young. My uncle gave me a 3DO, the Panasonic 3DO.
Oh.
And that was, controller. So everything I just adjusted to controller. I cannot, and I tried. I have friends, even friends that are pros will tell me, oh, I'll help you out and I'll teach you. And I'm like, and I tried. I said, listen, my muscle memory is all devoted into controller. And this is the way I have fun. I could dominate it. I could feel I have more control. I just have to make sure. Yeah. So I brought this young guy, Royal Penguin, onto the show, and he uses controller, and the way he plays is like freaking crazy. I'm like, bro, he hit champ on PC, champ on console, and he still just does PC with a controller. And obviously we both know that mouse and keyboard will always have an advantage. Give or take, there's no way the reaction time, the quickness, the peaks. The thing is, you got to know how to fight against a mouse and keyboard player. That's the only way you could advance and win. Because if you're going to run and shoot and you're going to try to compete like you're competing against another controller player, you have another thing coming, because mouse and keyboard players will destroy you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why controller has so much less recoil, because it's infinitely harder to control it. We have some champions on the server that we play that are controller stacks that reach champion. And I think our broadcast froze again there for a second. Sorry.
No, it's good.
I said, so on the UAE server, which I play on most of the time, I've got a few friends that are full controller players that reach champion. Controller has it's got way less recoil than mouse and keyboard, and those guys know how to play it perfectly. So they are a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's I'm going to tell you, it's for me, it's really hard. Now, how long did it took you to learn and get really good with mouse and keyboard?
I'm still learning. I'm still bad, because I did not grow up mouse and keyboard. That's why my son, he's 2.5 now, when he's going to learn how to play games on a console, but then I'm just going to build him a PC. I'm going to start him off on the right foot. I'm not saying console is wrong. I still have 3 consoles in my house with a cupboard full of games. It's just for FPS games, ultimately, well, not games with aim assist, you need to play mouse and keyboard. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Halo players, the pros, they all use controller. They don't, and I think Apex as well uses controller.
Each Apex team is a team of 3, and they've all got one controller player, but that's specifically for tracking and things like that.
Yeah, some do that in Halo as well. And I think Rocket League as well.
Possibly, yes. I think I've heard something similar to that.
I had a Rocket League coach. I think he was for M80, and he was telling me that they use controller as well. So each game have their own unique, equipment that they have to use in order to play. I don't know about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is all about aim assist. Even though the game runs on PC, all the top players on PC use controllers simply for the fact what's that rotational aim assist? You just use your left analog stick, and if you move left and right, or you strafe left and right, it will literally lock onto anyone, and it just stays on you like glue. That's why the game is so broken. If a PC player, if you look at Warzone, like Huskers or Irons and those guys, they're fantastic and their mechanical skill is unbelievable. But they will still lose fights every now and then, just simply by a guy holding L1 and then R1. It just locks on and it melts you. They have got all the movement, and they can get around the map much, much better and quicker than the controller guys. But yes, that's why people are saying Call of Duty needs to go back to just on console, because cheaters and things like that are destroying matchmaking for normal people as well. So it's much easier to cheat on PC. It's almost impossible on console. Only Kronos and that. And as we know, that's been banned on PS5 as well. And Xbox is banning all third-party devices soon as well, or is in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of these young guys, what they're trying to do is basically convert the Xbox into a PC, even though it's like a miniature PC. That sucker is powerful, but they want to just like convert it and then do all the things that a PC could do and plug in their mouse and keyboards and all of this third-party stuff. And it takes the fun out of it, because you got some people out there that are doing everything legit, what it's supposed to, using the controller, and then you're thinking you're going to go against another controller player, and then you're actually not. And
well, in
certain
Siege
games,
it makes a difference. If you look at Fortnite, it's got cross input or something. So if you plug a mouse and keyboard into your Xbox, you can play against other mouse and keyboard players. That's perfectly fine. Those are people that potentially could not afford a PC, or they just want to play with their friends, but they want to use mouse and keyboard peripherals, which is perfectly fine. But in Siege, when people do it, is to gain an unfair advantage over the legit players. So that's completely different, because we can't split the matchmaking. Not yet.
Not yet, yeah. Now I heard people complaining that like, for instance, I there was one time I saw Ninja just complaining, and he died, and he goes, "Oh, I bet that person's using a controller. I bet he's using a controller." I said, "Well, Ninja, I mean, I wouldn't expect one of the top players on Fortnite complaining about this, but for some odd reason, they complain about that."
Yes, but the thing is, now there's software programs. I saw a video by Jack Frags about it, where you can cross input your mouse and keyboard so that your game thinks it's controller, and vice versa. So I can play mouse and keyboard, but I'll have aim assist.
Oh,
so your PC thinks that your controller, which gives you aim assist for most FPS games, but it is you are still inputting via mouse and keyboard. So I think Call of Duty's already banned it, Ricochet or something like that. So it is a thing. People are trying everything they can for these unfair advantages, if they cannot afford to pay a subscription for a cheating service.
Wow, that's kind of
yes,
crazy.
in the age of AI, I'm not sure if you've seen the videos about new AI monitors that are literally going to take sound cues from the from your display port or your HDMI cable, and it's going to visually show you on screen where the enemies are heard, even if they're inaudible to yourself. It's literally going to have indicators to show you where sound is coming from.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Yes,
That's
also
a new
a video. Yes, I think Linus Tech
wow.
Tips made a video about it. It was at CES or something like that. They showed these new AI monitors that literally can pick up sound that you cannot hear, and they will show it to you visually on screen.
That's crazy. That's like, it reminds me a little bit like the DTX X or the Dolby Atmos that gives you all these surroundings of everything and shows you. I mean, you could hear it, but doesn't show you the location, but you could hear it.
Yeah, this is going to be full visual, yeah.
Wow. That's going to be wild. Now, I wonder if that should be, I mean, that's something I know that Rainbow's going to have to disable that because they can't have that in the game.
I don't think the majority of the player base will be able to afford it. They're talking about $2,000 or $3,000 monitors and things like that. So I don't think it's a massive issue, but obviously for competitive play at a LAN environment, that will never be the case because everything will be controlled. So it will never happen to the competitive scene.
Yeah. But I mean, you could imagine these guys that are pros that scrim basically X amount of times a week against other teams, and they be using that. It's basically a dead giveaway. Why use Jackal if you have that, your entry or Cavi, because you're gonna know. Okay, they're down here. I can see them up there in the bottom. Go.
Hopefully it doesn't see the light of day. The technology will be useful in other scenarios, but I think in gaming it will be a massive problem, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really massive, especially in Rainbow. Because if it's going to give the location to where everybody's at, that's going to be a big problem.
Absolutely a nightmare.
Now, do you know which team this is? I mean, which you said Linus Tech was talking about that.
Yes, I think it's an MSI monitor. I'm sure if you look up Linus Tech Tips, if you go to his videos, there's going to be some sort of AI monitor review, something like that, and he will show you exactly what the thing can do. I think he used the example of League of Legends or Dota, one of those where it literally shows the positions of the other players for you on screen and who's attacking who from what direction.
There has to be something to disable that. I mean, because that's going to cause a really big issue. I know a lot of
the price discourages people. That's all we can hope for.
But the problem is that you get a monitor right now. Like the monitor I bought, this one was like what, $900, and now you can find it for $400. It's like, wait 1 second. I bought this, 3 years ago. It was top of the line, $900, and now $400. It's like anything you buy. Computers, you buy it now, a couple of years down the road, they're cheap. 4K TV, when 4K came out, 10 and then went from 7 to 6, and then you see them in stores 4K. You get it for $2,000 or $2,000 or $1,000, and now you could just get a 4K TV $500. I got a 75-inch for on Black Friday in November over here, 75-inch 4K with all the bells and whistles for $400.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm like, are you kidding me? So I hope the price does discourage a lot of these guys, but I am 100% that Rainbow, Ubisoft, and all these developers are on top of that. They must know it already. They say, okay, wait, we're just going to make sure this won't work because it's going to cause another issue and a big complaint, and people are going to be complaining about it, and it's going to, that's scary.
Yeah, the gaming industry is bigger than movie and music combined. So obviously there's massive profits to be made. So on top priority has to be player protection for most of these companies. In order to make money, players need to be safe, and they have to play in a fair competitive environment. So I'm sure these things will come into play when when the time comes.
Yeah. It's crazy. Now, have you, other than Rainbow, what other first-person shooter you played? Do you play Call of Duty? You play Battlefield?
I played Call of Duty from 2011, was it? Black Ops 1 up until Black Ops 4. I think I played almost all of them, and I still own all of them. But Call of Duty, buying the same game every year for $60, $70, or now it's even more, I'm so happy that I stopped doing it. That was in 2019 Modern Warfare, the remaster. That's when I went over and I started playing Siege full time. So I'm very happy about that. I'm happy I made that decision. Siege is a much better game. It just has so much more to offer than just mindless running around and shooting.
Yeah, I first, when I got the Xbox 3, I got the Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I remember that. That was my favorite game. Loved it, played it. And it had so much glitches into it. I remember jumping inside the rocks and hiding inside a big boulder and start shooting people. They couldn't find me. But it was really, really fun until I got into Battlefield. And when I got into Battlefield 3, I was really good in Battlefield 4, and then playing those games. And then Rainbow is just a different story. I really like Rainbow Six Siege. Thing is with Rainbow, it makes you think. You can't just run and shoot and act crazy, because you will die immediately. And it's like I tell a lot of people, Rainbow Six Siege is like a game of chess. You gotta know where to go. If you know there's two enemies and you're solo and you have to take out these two guys, you gotta make a plan. You gotta distract. You gotta make them think you're going one way when you could go another way. You gotta know your rotations. You gotta know all these type of things, where the cameras are at, so you could destroy them. And once you destroy them, you know they're gonna know your location, so you're gonna have to divert. It's so tactical, so tactical. I still today don't see another game like it. I mean, there is CS:GO, but still, this game is like really, really tactical, very different.
Yes, Siege is completely unique in the way that it is played. I know there was a run and gun meta now for a few seasons, or maybe a full year. We can basically say, I think it was from Solo Raid when Champ Rank 2.0 was introduced. That's year 7, season 4. Yes. So this entire year 8 was run and gun meta, where people with the 1.5 scope they don't need to use utility, they don't need to drone you out, but they can just literally outgun you. But now it's things with the slower ADS time for the new season and ACOGs on attack instead of the 1.5. It feels like it's slowed down a little bit, and I like that. Siege is a completely unique game. That's why Ubisoft has finally decided to give it the value that it should. Instead of just pushing out a brand new game every year, now we've been playing the same game for 9 years. You know what I mean? Siege is a game that scratches an itch that no other game can.
That's true. That is true. What's your favorite operator?
Mute.
On offense and defense?
Yeah, I love Mute and I love Thermite. I've played them since the beginning. For 6 years. Yeah, they're still my favorite.
That's crazy. I like Mute. Mute is a really good op.
Yeah,
it's an op that it's one of those op you can never go wrong, because I mean you got to stop those drones. There's some teams out there and there's some players that are very drone hungry, and if you don't have a Mute, you know, you're going to go crazy. Mute is very essential. It's one of those operators that they say, hey, if you don't know too much about the game and you knew with playing Rainbow, just use Mute.
Absolutely. He adds value in every... there are a few sites in the game where I don't have to use him on defense, where I will play something else. But in most sites, most circumstances, you're going to have to make rotates. You're going to have to make sidelines, footholds, and the jammers are just a bonus. You know what I mean? He was nerfed a few years ago. It used to be a cylindrical, so you would mute up until the top of a roof, the top of a reinforcement. Now it's like a spherical radius, but it's still essential. There's always a place where he can be useful. And I think it's also a safety pick. You know what I mean? Yes, the SMG-11 does take a lot of skill to actually use, but it is a devastating... It's still the fastest time to kill gun in the game, and it's been in since the beginning. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you like thermite as well?
One big fucking hole coming right up. That's what he says every time he breaches, and he is the number one. He's the FBI. Open up. Certain sites, it is advisable to take something that you can have some distance and some safety. But if there's an outside wall that needs to be breached, if you don't take a thermite, you're throwing. There's no Ace is so easily counter, or you can bandit trick the Salma charger so easily now that it makes sense to have a thermite to open a big hole. He can smoke, or he can use flashbangs. He's got a great gun. He's just a really good operator that does high damage.
Now, do you like Hibana as well, or just...
Yes, Hibana is... That's why Shaiko played Hibana for all those years. Hibana is like the Lamborghini of hard breaches. You know what I mean? She's fantastic. Yeah. If there's hatches that need to be opened, she's your girl. She even quotes thermite and says, as one of my friends would say, one big fucking hole coming right up. So it is the same thing. Yes, and her gun, the Type 89, absolutely fantastic. And she's got the Bearing 9 as a secondary. So Hibana is always a great pick.
Yeah, I remember Shaiko always picked her, always used her, and he's
one of the mechanically best players to ever touch the game. Yes.
Yeah, to ever touch the game. It's like the best in the world. And talking about best of the world, what do you think about that SI?
W7M, we watched the entire thing. I think I streamed 122 hours during the 6 Invitational. So we watched many of the games, and that's best of 5 series when W7M came back from a 4-0, 5-0. Yes, it was crazy. Yeah. They pulled it back every single round. We willed it from the beginning of that, from the tournament, the 6 Invitational. I said that W7M is going to win it. So they came second in 6 Invitational 2023, but won both majors, and then they won the last 6 Invitational, and the team disbanded after that. So that is their dynasty. And now they've gone over recently in this week. They were signed by Furia. So they picked up the entire roster. So yes, it was unbelievable. It's the best Siege game ever in history. So if anyone has not watched it, make sure to go check that out on YouTube. It's absolutely incredible.
It's incredible. I think that was the best. In my opinion, it was the best SI of all.
Yes.
I haven't seen something like that. All respect to G2 and all them crews. But my thing is, my only issue that I have with the G2 era and this Brazil SI, okay, there was one team that them two didn't have to face, was BDS.
Yeah.
Now, with the G2, it's because Shaiko and the whole entire team got banned for 2 years. So G2 didn't have to face them. So they kind of got away with this. Like I said, all respect to G2. And still, I am still not even 100% sure, because it appears to be that Shaiko cheated, and I don't say that he did or did not. I mean, I wasn't there, but there was investigation. The software that they were using to investigate if he was cheating or what, it was very faulty. So they even plugged in like another keyboard, and it still showed that it was cheating. It's like, okay, wait 1 second, it's impossible. So they even proved it. Hey, this is faulty. This is not right. The readings of it is inaccurate. So that's that. So G2 didn't have to face them for 2 years. Of course, they had an upper hand on that. On this SI, also due to the point system, W7M didn't have to face BDS nor had to face Oxygen.
Yeah, BDS didn't qualify for the 6 Invitational, and we were all very, very sad about that. They lost to G2 in one of the EU qualifiers or something like that. It was very sad.
It's sad. I in my opinion, in SI, I think all the teams that are top ranking teams, they should be in it. I mean, think about it. It's like you're going to a World Cup. All the teams are going to compete on that World Cup to win it. And unfortunately, BDS wasn't there, nor Oxygen was there. So I kind of like, it feels something was left out.
Well, there's limited spots. That's the whole thing. That's why you have regional qualifiers. I think the next ones we'll be seeing soon at the end of this month is the MENA. That's the Middle East North Africa League. So they have two spots at SI. So they'll be starting to do and getting their qualification and points, and so they can go to the next major and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate that there is not slots for every single team, but that motivates regions to do better than the teams next to them. So only the best of the best. It is still unfortunate that BDS didn't qualify, but they're definitely qualifying for the next one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of that, because at the end of the day, they have phenomenal players. They have Bread, they have Lickafat, and and Chico. I mean, it's like, my goodness.
They did update their roster now recently.
They did.
Elims and
There's
someone
another
got
guy.
left behind. I can't remember the name now, but yes.
Ranchiro's no longer with the team.
Yes, Ranchero and Elims, they're out.
Elims, yeah.
Yes, but they've already been picked up by a new team, as far as I understand, as well. So that's fantastic to see them.
I'm sure.
And they are veterans in the scene as well. They're past 30. At least the Limbs is, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so. He maybe I'm wrong, and he's just a good-looking guy who looks older than what he should, but he's been playing Siege, so I can understand it.
Yeah, he's been playing for quite some time. And they're a very good team. Very good team. They have a really good crew. And now the new one, I don't know about these two new guys are in. I don't know too much about them.
Jesus and Jesus, what I can't remember how you pronounce his name, but Psycho, I can't remember. But I saw that. I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. There's no way that they would have been picked up by a team that would not vet them in some sort of fashion.
Correct.
And I'm sure they've been scrimming together before the actual announcement happened.
Oh yeah.
So there must be team chemistry.
Team chemistry. They must know what to do. Especially a team with that high caliber, they got to know what they're doing. And,
Heritage, yeah.
Oh yeah, they gotta. I mean, I'm sure Shaiko has to approve, and the other teammates. Okay, yeah, these guys.
They can be in.
Yeah, they're in, and they could play. That's true. They're in. They could play with us. They meet the honor to play with us. So. That's got to be crazy. I don't know. These guys, when you look into their lifestyle and how they become pros, these guys are playing so many hours. And I also look at, for an example, yourself. You stream a lot, and you put in your quite a bit of hours into this game. I mean, that's a lot of hours.
It kind of happened all not by accident. When my son was born 2.5 years ago, he didn't sleep very well for the first 2 years of his life. So every night we would get up at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, all these different times. And it was last year, I was so used to waking up at these horrendous hours that I started just getting up. And fortunately, I work from home. I've been working from home for 4 years this month. And I started doing all of my tasks for the office, because I do content creation for a big IT company that has 4 business units. Very similar to what I do for myself, but I manage the social media pages, create videos, voiceovers, edit, everything that I need to do for them, a little bit of graphic design. So I would get up at any time from midnight to 2 o'clock every morning. I would wake up. And then I would start working, and I would do my hours for 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on how many hours or how many tasks I had to complete. And then I would be done working at 10:30 in the morning. And I would sit and I would wait for work, and then there was nothing. So I started to stream 2 years ago, not full time, but I started streaming 2 years ago. And then a year ago, basically a year ago, I started finishing all the tasks on hand, working all my hours that I'm supposed to do for the office, and then I started streaming at around 10:30 every morning. And now I've been doing that consistently for just over a year, let's call it 13 months, 5 days a week, no public holidays, no weekends. I do actually stream a little bit too much. I think I should put more time into recording some things or scripting out videos and recording footage appropriately, so for YouTube. But the streaming has become quite successful and rewarding. I've met so many nice people as well. So it's the circumstances kind of just happened. You know what I mean? I don't know how.
Now you got a good amount of followers on Twitch, and I see that you also bring in quite a bit of good viewership too. And what I like about your channel is that your viewers are like really nice. You don't got these toxic and
they don't last very long.
Yeah, they don't.
Guys.
What I kind of like, well, there's a saying, you know, you're the content creator, the way that person is how their chat is. If the content creator is toxic, his chat's going to be toxic.
Well, that's possible. Yes, I've never really looked at it in that fashion, but maybe it's there's a Afrikaans adage or saying that is soort soek soort. Basically, birds of a feather, right?
Yeah,
it's the same thing. So the way you treat people is the way people are supposed to treat you in some sort of fashion.
Correct.
So if I know most of these people. I've been seeing them for the last 2 years, basically every day, and I say hello to them, and I remember things about their lives and what goal are they seeing, and who works at what place, and when are you moving, and so it's like having a bunch of friends that every day they see me at the exact same time, and we can interact with each other. Sometimes I do miss messages because there's just sometimes too many to read, but I try my best.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to build a relationship and build friendship and stuff like that. And when you come to know it, it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. And from 5 viewers, you got 10 viewers. And from 10, you got 20, 30, 40, and it keeps on growing. And people they just get tired of the toxics, and they get tired of going in channels and people just trolling and being rude and disrespectful. And then when they go, wait, Big Boss is on. Let me just go to his channel. I like it there. It's more relaxing and it's very chill. And I could just have fun and just watch and learn and ask questions. And he replies. A lot of these channels are out there that some of the content creators are very toxic. They don't even reply. They will see your question. You have a question. Hey, what gun should I use? Or what should I... for this map, I'm going to play cafe. What is the best defense? And they'll look at it and they'll just ignore you. But then the person that donates to their channel, then they reply to them. It's really weird. You know, it's like, come on.
I don't know how it works in the rest of the world, but here in South Africa, there's lots of people aspire to be content creators, and they do so by not creating any content and offering people advice about how to make content while not making any content themselves. Mm-hmm. I started my YouTube channel the 1st of January 2000. I left console in about August of 2019. And I said to my one friend on console, I will upload a full match of Siege for you every single day to watch. So you're still part of the action. You can still watch us play. All right?
Oh, that's nice.
So I uploaded 700 full matches for him. 700 full matches of Siege, all in 4K resolution, right? Wow. And I had 115 subscribers on YouTube for the first 2 years. 115, right? Then I made a video that was like super popular about don't open the Bravo packs. I realized this thing that it's a horrible video. It sounds bad. It looks bad. It's badly scripted. I'm reading a script. It's horrible. Okay. And then I got a bunch of extra subscribers, probably 3,000. Even MeatyMarley, the #1 Siege content creator in the world, joined my stream the one day. We were playing on Coastline. And he followed, and I looked at the alert and I said, that's not the real MeatyMarley. And he subscribed, and I saw the name, and I'm like, thank you very much for the subscription. And I clicked on his name, and it was the real MeatyMarley. And he said he saw my video, and he just wanted to say that I'm a top bloke, and I should keep doing what I'm doing. And so when I told you I had, my friend, and I uploaded the 700 videos for him. So my motivation for making content was to make one guy happy, to do something for one friend. So money has never motivated me. So not earning money never demotivated me.
Correct.
So this is, I think that so many people think that if you create content, make videos, stream live or something like that, you're putting in effort, so you should be reimbursed in some sort of fashion. You should earn something from it, which is perfectly fine. But if your focus is on money, if you don't make money, once again, you will be demotivated and you're not going to do it. So because I've never been motivated by money, I'm not going to stop doing it, because the only thing that motivates me is having fun and editing and uploading videos and that kind of thing. So I've been extremely fortunate, actually, in the fact that my office allows me to work flexi time, so I can work any time that I want, because I have set tasks that need to be completed. If there's something urgent, obviously I wake up the following morning at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and by the time they're in the office, the work's already done in their inbox, ready to send to a client.
Wow. That's got to be fun. Working from home. You do everything from home.
Yes, I do everything. The thing that's not fun is, like, I have to cook every single day as well. That's not fun.
Well, I know that feeling. I got to cook too.
Yeah, every single, well, not
you.
every day, but most of the time, yes.
Yeah, I cook a lot. I mean, my wife and I, we split. When she's off, she cooks. And when I'm off, I cook. And we just take turns. I already got certain meals that I know what to do and how to make, so she can make different type of things and that I don't even know how to make. So we just take turns. So it's fun and good. Now, to be really honest, I tried to stream and play and stream at the same time, build a fan base on Twitch, and it was just like, it was kind of brutal for me. I couldn't be myself 100%. I tried to figure out the algorithm, how to make this work. Why did so-and-so, Dr. Disrespect, how did he became so successful? And how did Bolo became so successful? How these guys were able to go from one viewer to the thousands of viewers they have. How did Jinxie do it from, like he said, he only had one viewer for 1 year. And then from that, now he's pulling 80,000 viewers to
over 100,000.
Yes. What's really crazy, when I first started, I had friends would tell me, hey, you should do your Jim Carrey act. Because I used to imitate Jim Carrey in my 30s and 20s, and I used to love imitating him and doing his gesture. Yeah, doing all that stuff. So I was gonna get like this crazy wig and just do the crazy stuff that I know what to do, and I didn't do it. Some people say you should have done it. You should have done it. But the thing is, I'm at an age that I just want to have fun and relax. So I don't want to be playing this character for years and years and years. And let's say you get a whole bunch of tons. I would have gotten tons of viewers. And if one day I decide, you know what, today there's not going to be a character. Today I just want to just chill and just relax. Just for that, you will start losing your viewers. They'll start going somewhere else because they got used to you. I am sure 100% if Dr. Disrespect decides to, okay, I'm going to put the wig away, put this sunglasses away, just play normally, his viewership is going to drop because they're so used to seeing that character that he puts on.
I'm sure without the glasses or the wig, he's still that same crazy guy.
Well,
I can feel it.
Have you ever seen his interviews?
No, I watch. The thing is, I go to bed so early at night. When he streams, as an example, I have no time to watch any media whatsoever. The only thing I watch is Paw Patrol. You know what I mean?
Oh, I remember those days. Oh, gosh. Paw Patrol, Diego, and all this stuff. My son, oh, jeez. And Animal Farm, whatever. He will sing. Oh. But, well, the thing is, I seen interviews. He went on to this podcast quite a few years ago, and he didn't have nothing on. I didn't even recognize him. I was like, wait, guy looks a little bit familiar. He sounds familiar. And he's a really good, handsome guy. I mean, he's
He
not
is.
bad looking.
He
He's a very handsome guy. And he was just talking and explaining about his life. And I was like, whoa, this is a totally different person. And it kind of like took me by surprise how he done his work. He done his homework and the way he did it. And he spent a lot of money on his equipment and making sure that the stream had really good quality animations and all this type of stuff. And I'm just saying, wow, this guy put in a lot of work. So that's why I'm saying if they were to change those characters, they change who they are and certain things, how they stream, it would affect. Like, for an example, imagine all of a sudden Jinxie decide not to be this toxic guy and not just be really mellow and chill and nice. People gonna go like, wait 1 second. This is not the guy I fell in love with. You got to go back to where you were. And that's why I said, I'm not going to go for this because I had to stick to that role, stick to that character for so long. And then eventually I'm going to get tired. I just want to be chill, relax, having a good time. And that's basically it. So it was so hard for me to do content. And then on top of that was the hours and, do certain hours because I got to take the kids to school, pick them up. It was just a total pain for me. I don't know. So how do you do it? How is it that you manage? You have certain hours? How is it that you were able to keep this content creation that you put out?
Well, I have to, for the office, every hour that I work, I book. We've got like an online timesheet kind of thing. So I book every hour that I work for the different, like I said, I work for 4 business units, 2 IT companies, an engineering firm, industrial engineering, and a recruitment company under the same umbrella. So I do various tasks for them, and some are similar and some are completely different. So 40 hours a week. Sometimes I go over that quite a bit. I remember in early days of lockdown, I used to work 190 hours of overtime a year additionally. Just because I finish my work and then I wait for something. You know what I mean? I was just always available to do these things. Be it if someone like sends some sort of a message request or something on Google or whatever, I could always answer it. And that's when I started to use the time more effectively. In the mornings, I would wake up. Whenever I wake up, if it's between midnight or 4 a.m., I would get up and I would do my entire works. I would work exactly like I would if I started at 9 or 8 o'clock. I would do the exact same thing. So then at 10, 10:30, 11:30, something like that, I'd start my stream until 5 o'clock. Then I'd go cook dinner. We bath our son. And then at 7:30 at night, I am dead tired. And then I get in bed with him because he's still small, so he has to sleep by 8 o'clock. And then I just sleep and I wake up again and I do the same thing. And nothing on weekends. I don't play games on weekends.
Okay.
So that's my time.
That's
to
family
rest.
time.
Well, not just family time. I think it's more time just because you need to get away from Siege.
Yes, I agree.
Siege is an extremely demanding game, not just on yourself, but also with in regards to your teammates. So you need that time off. So yeah, I think I've calculated it roughly. So if I do 160 hours a month for the office, then I do easily, let's say around 140, 50, 160 hours a month of streaming. Then there's still I release a shorts video every single day. The 5th of March will be 365 shorts video concurrently each day. And then sometimes there's more per day. And then I do featured full-length video. So I spend about another, 8 to 10 hours a week just on video edits and those kinds of things and social media and answering replies. So I think it's 350 hours easy that I work, and the rest of the time I sleep.
That's crazy.
Yes, obviously I'm burning myself out a little bit, but so far I'm not feeling any effects. Sometimes I'm very tired. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to stream, but there are still other people that depend on me that I need to also look after. So that's why I treat it like a job. I put in the hours as much as and best I can.
Yeah. You're a content creator. I mean, you do phenomenal in it. So you got to treat it as a job. Does your wife kind of like get on you about it?
Well, I don't play in the evenings and I don't play on the weekends. So,
okay.
And she works relatively far away from home. So like I said, I cook every night, well, most nights. So she gets home, we have dinner, watch a little bit of TV, bath the baby, and jump in bed. So it's basically like everyone else's. It's just at a different time.
You got to figure out. See, I'm the same way. I do my stuff, podcast, while my wife's at work. My wife is kind of like attention hungry. When she's home or she's off, she wants full attention. So I gotta like, okay, let me split this. Let me do from this hour to this hour. I'll do podcasts, and this hour I'll play. And then when she's home, everything is done. I did my thing, and she gets her way when she comes home. And she got into this hobby now, so I'm so super happy because now she knows how it feels. So she likes soap making. She likes making soaps and stuff like that. So I tell her, okay, do your thing, and I'll support you 100%. And I told her, now you know how it feels. Now I have a hobby, so you can understand, and you got a hobby.
I've tried to suggest it to my wife to get a hobby, but then I don't know. It just never works out as in my mind the same way that I think it should. Get something that you enjoy doing, be it reading, whatever. But yes, we haven't found that yet.
I mean, it took me 10 years.
Well, that's not great advice.
It took me 10 years. Been married to her for 10 years, going to 11 years. Well, no. 10 years. Going on 11 years now, married. So it took me a while, and finally she got hooked on making soap. Oh God, it's been a blessing.
I need to find a book or something about this. How to discover your perfect, what's it called? Hobby. Yes.
Hobby. Yeah.
Hobbies for dummies.
Yep.
Yes.
And what I do now, while she's doing her stuff and mixing, I start doing what she used to do to me. Hey, when you gonna get done? When you gonna get done? Let's do this together. Let's do this together. Let's go out. Hey, when you gonna get done? So when I start doing that to her, she'll give me that look like, don't you even dare. I was like, I remember you used to do this to me.
But the thing is, like you said, you do the same thing during the day. You are busy, like all of us, most people are. You are busy during the day. My day just starts 6 hours before hers does. So I do office work. Then when she just leaves, I basically finish up the office work, and then I do the stream. And when I'm done, sometimes I go a little bit after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's not a massive deal. But yes, like I said, nothing in the evenings, except if it's special occasions like Six Invitational, where it takes a little bit more effort. You know what I mean? But that's once in a year kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's once in a year.
You need that balance, especially weekends. I think for normal people that work a 9-to-5 job and they have a family, obviously they're going to play games in the evening because that's the only time that they can, and they're going to play until late at night, 12 o'clock. Then they're going to go to sleep, and they're going to wake up again at 6. So it's the exact same thing, just in a different time slot. So yeah. But weekend gaming is for young people. Let me tell you that.
Yes, that is so true. It's for youngsters that have the time to do that. Weekends, I'm getting caught up with a whole bunch of stuff and doing things around the house and fixing this, fixing that, doing this here, doing that. My weekends are usually booked. A lot of people will say, hey, can I go on your podcast? Can it be on a weekend? And I'm like, let me tell you, it's going to be very tough. And on top of that, I got to, see if my wife kind of approves that hour I could take with, spend with you, because it's very, very slim to none, the chances. I tried it once with one of the guys that's in college, and that was basically it. And it was tough because we are so busy on the weekends because the kids are here. They're not in school, so it's really, really tough.
Yeah, when you become a parent, you start hating weekends. I don't know if when the small kids, weekends and school holidays are literally unbelievable. Yeah. They are so time consuming.
Very time consuming and stressful. Instead of being more relaxing. More fun. Yeah, more relaxing.
No one tells you that. By the way, anyone listening here now, the day you have children is the day weekends and school holidays become the devil's playground. So
Think about it. Think about it before having kids. Just hold on.
no,
Hold on.
you could do it. Just prepare yourself for weekends are going to be rough.
you gotta prepare. If you were used to playing 10 hours every day on Saturday and Sundays, that's not gonna happen.
Early stages, yes. Small babies, yes. Then it's fine.
Small baby when they're sleeping,
But from 2 years old, it's over.
Oof, yeah, that's gonna be done. So you only have one child, right?
My stepdaughter, she's 18 years old, and my son's 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good for
I know.
you. I have a stepdaughter as well. She's 17 and she thinks she's 35.
Yeah, well, mine thinks she's 36.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
It's so funny because now I kind of like look back and I was like, man. And I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, was I like this? She goes, yes. You would think you were an adult when you're 15 years old and you think you could come home anytime you want and do all these things. And I'm like, oh, jeez, I'm so sorry.
I think you can definitely be an adult. It's a good thing. Go learn and do your own thing. But I think just help around the house a little bit. Just do your share. I think if you can do that and you can contribute, then you are a member of the household. You are contributing, if not financially, but with time and effort. Then it's perfectly fine. Then you should be able to do whatever you want. Yes, you're still going to give them advice. Don't do the wrong thing. But ultimately, you can't follow them or see what they're doing. So it's all about what they decide is right and wrong. So
yeah, that's true. That is true. You just guide them. If they just, I tell my kids that initiative, have initiative. You see something on the floor, pick it up. If your room is all messy, pick it up. Do your thing. If you see dishes, do it. You get rewarded at the end, but just do it. Put in your part. Put in your part.
That's the tough part.
That is very tough. Parenting is not easy. Trust me. People think that gaming is easy, or it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and with
really
Siege,
tough.
with all the younger guys, I've got to parent them during the day as well.
Yeah. Now you have a group of people you play with. You play with Mario, right?
Yeah, I play with Mario every now and then. I think his hours are slightly different than mine. So, but we do often play together. But yes, I've got a massive group of friends that are basically always able to play. There's very few days that I have to solo queue. I think it was 2 seasons ago when I had to solo queue a few days where the people were just not online. But most of them are students or they work hours where they can be at home earlier in the morning, that kind of thing. So I'm very fortunate in that regard as well, because solo queuing Siege 24/7 will make you lose your mind.
Oh, yeah. Now, Mario is a really good player. I've seen him do some.
Yeah, Mario's cracked out of his mind. I think he reached champion 3 times last season on 3 different accounts. So yes, he's a young gunner. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I even talked to several COOs and CEOs about him. And they told me, well, when is he ever going to come to the United States? And I told them, I said, listen, as soon as you come here to the U.S., there's a spot for you. They're going to test you out. They want to test you out. So he couldn't get
this. He's got a plan. He's got a plan to go to the U.S. I think his way in might be, funny enough, in a farming direction.
Yeah, he told me that last I spoke to him, when he was streaming, he told me that he couldn't get this job. He was waiting and they said no or something like that, or I don't know what happened, and that he couldn't move just yet. So hopefully
it's still on the cards. Yes, I believe that the right opportunity will come along, and he will definitely get a shot to get him out of South Africa 100%. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
So I told him, listen, just do what you got to do. Once you cross over, I got people that they're willing to try you out.
Yeah, we've got one local South African that's playing there in the college leagues or something. I think he played with Ice Cold, the content creator as well. His name's Corza, extremely gifted mechanical player, the highest level player from South Africa, also the best player to ever come out of our country. He's currently playing, is it in Texas? I think he plays in the college or university league or something like that. They won everything last year, he told me. I think he's back there now as well. I think he's a psychology student. Siege was his way in to an American education. And he's more focused on the education, but he does still, obviously, he plays Siege.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. When I saw that you guys play together, I was like, wow, that's freaking cool. Two good people. Mario's really nice guy. Very nice guy. Very nice. And the way I found him was actually by scrolling on Twitch. And I saw he was streaming. I was like, who's this Mario? R6. Okay, let me just click on it, just see who it is. He only had like 7 viewers, and I didn't care about that. I was just like, let me see how he is. And came in and very welcoming, just like you.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these South Africans are really, really nice people. Very humble.
It's many are, but just like the misplaced youth of all over the world, we have those scourge of the underworld. We have all of the same ones. But yes, there are some very, very nice people out there.
Yeah, very nice. Now, he was telling me that they're like the leagues there are very different. He was like trying to explain to me that, because I told him he was on a team, and then from being on that team, then he went to content creation and for the team, and now the org, whatever he was with, they broke or they ended or I don't know what. So he's, like I said, is there a challenger league or is there a T1, T2, T3? And he goes,
there is nothing. There's local competitions. Recently, we've been trying to do a lot more effort to get more, especially in the PC scene, to start signing up for local competitions, small prize pools, some credits from Ubisoft and one of the tournament organizers being provided to incentivize players to sign up. So recently it has made a difference. I think on the 24th of February, we had a console tournament that had 27 teams signed up, which was fantastic. Yeah, 27
that
teams.
Is
so I did my part. I made a video and I urged viewers, because I think 32% of my TikTok following of 23,000 is South African. So I said, hey guys, so go to this website, go sign up, get your friends. If you're a free agent, every 5 free agents will be like grouped into a makeshift team, that kind of thing. So go sign up, go play, win some money, win some credits, let's get Siege back, because the golden age of Siege in South Africa, as they say, was 3 years ago when we had a few teams that I think they earned minimal, very small salaries. If the players did, maybe they had some benefits. I don't know. The definition of professional is earning a livable wage. So in that sense, I would say none of them are professionals. Even if they do conduct themselves in a professional manner, South Africa's got a lot of problems. We don't have money to pay players' salaries. There are very few teams. I think Cloud9 picked up one of our CSGO teams years ago. Those guys were successful. They made money, they got salaries. But for Siege, we don't have a registered league. MENA is the newest league that's been added. The only way that our players are going to be able to show what they have, because I do believe South African players are incredibly skilled, because their entire lives they've been playing on high ping. Their entire lives.
Correct.
If they could be picked up by a team in Saudi, but they've got an abundance of players as well. Or maybe in East Asia or South Asia, where India or Pakistan or one of those places, those players of ours could maybe like start making a name for themselves. But yes, it's all like independently like organizations, but it's nothing really formal. It's more like a group of friends that play the game, try to act professional, sign up for tournaments and win a little bit of prize money, like I mentioned previously.
I never thought of that, and that doesn't make a lot of sense, because you guys do play in high pings.
Yeah, I think the lowest I've seen anyone's ping to Dubai is 108, and that's for me, because I live quite north in the country itself. So the higher north you are, because we route straight through the middle of Africa, that's the optimum routing. That's the shortest, the lowest ping. So if you're in Cape Town down south, your ping's probably 150, 140 on a good day. That's extremely high. I've seen people complain that their ping's 40 and it's super high. It's unplayable. The game's unplayable. 70 is unplayable. I would kill to have 70 ping or for 40 ping. When we play local tournaments, obviously we all have around, depending on your connection, we've got 9 to 20, that kind of stuff.
Correct.
So we've got local Faceit. Mario is also the head admin of the local Faceit. So a bunch of players that are trying to play competitive matches with bi-monthly leaderboards, and they can earn credits when finishing in the top 3 spots. And just yesterday they launched the Faceit for console as well. So I'm incredibly excited for that. I don't play competitive. I've got no aspirations of playing the game in a competitive manner, but I do try and promote what I can, or make people aware. I think that's the best way to say it. I try and make people aware to sign up, because there are a lot of talented individuals that have real passion. I don't like using passion a lot, but they do. They love Siege.
Yeah.
And that's why I just try and make them aware of these tournaments and the different things that are happening, so we can try and revitalize the little bit of a competitive scene that we have left.
I really wish you guys had this internet kind of up to par. And
it's not internet, it's the distance to the server. It's 6,000 kilometers. How much? I don't know. What's that? 4,500 miles to Dubai.
Oh, that's the closest. Oh,
We've got our own
jeez.
server, but it's not populated, because remember, Siege is difficult. People want mindless run and gun action. That's why Call of Duty servers in South Africa are so populated and incredibly toxic. But all games are toxic, but it's just easy. You just start up the game, you buy the new one every year. There's X amount of people. You will never wait for a match. You can play from the moment you open your eyes until the moment you go to bed. Doesn't matter what time of the day, you'll always be able to find Call of Duty matches. That's why it's easy. It's easily accessible.
Now, have you guys form a group and write letters to Ubi to see if they could help you out putting a server? And
We have a server.
You have a server, but you said the problem is
It's not populated.
not populated then.
So yes, console, as far as we understand, obviously during the day, console servers will not be active, because the majority of the player base is younger people that are at school or at work. But in the evenings, especially weekends, people play ranked until whatever time, 4 o'clock in the morning, that kind of thing. So
Correct.
console is very populated. PC, however, like I mentioned, PC is expensive. South Africa's exchange rate to the dollar is 17 Rand 50 or something like that. So every $1 that you spend here is 17 times the value. You know what I mean? Our currency is not very powerful. So equipment and importing costs are extremely high. So PC is inaccessible to most people. It's too expensive. And the fact that there's such a high skill ceiling. The people that do play on PC in South Africa, or in sub-Saharan Africa, I should say, are talented. Very talented. They will shit on you. And that's going to demotivate you to play the game, because you want to run in and kill everyone, and this guy's holding an angle that he's been holding for 9 years. He knows exactly where you're going to be. And then you're going to think he's cheating. You're going to stop playing the game. You're going to go back to Call of Duty. So yeah, we've got a server. We just don't have enough players to populate it. That's why Faceit and these local tournaments we do in a safe, secure environment are much better. Sign up for games on Saturday, the 24th of this month, as an example. Then you will be able to play against your countrymen on low ping in competitive settings. So yeah, little bit by little bit, we are trying to increase the popularity of the game. But like I said, the skill ceiling is so high, I think most people are intimidated by the game. We've got 71 operators, or 72 in the game. You know what I mean? And if you think about all the sight lines and different map setups and operator picks and how they determine what are you going to be doing on a certain site, or how are you going to be pushing or droning or storing your drones, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's why I think so many people have not moved away. They haven't even picked up the game, because it's not expensive. Siege is not an expensive game. It just takes its commodity is time.
Not anymore. I kind of wish it could just go free now.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It's so affordable anyway. It's what, $6? Something like that?
Yeah, that was going to say it's $5.99.
Yeah.
And that's why I say I think it's just go free. I mean, at the end, if you want to buy skins, you got to buy it.
Yeah, the price of credits just went up 3 days ago. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
really?
super. Yeah, for us, it's about more than $10 up for the highest, the most amount of credits you can buy. So the 16,000 credit pack is, I think it's at least $10 more than what it used to be. So it doesn't sound like much to you, but on this side, it's quite a bit.
Yeah, because currency is different.
I think it's almost a third of my house payment for that 16,000 credits.
What?
Per month, yes.
Yeah, they raised that sucker up. They doubled it.
No, not at all. But I'm just the value of the currency again. Once again, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't stop people from spending. I must say this, last year, I've spent about 1,000 in Siege in my 6 years. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but I haven't bought a single Call of Duty, and I've played 3,500 hours, at least, probably 4,000 on console and PC together. So I've gotten my value out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually, maybe I'm saving money now that I think about it.
You could
I should buy myself
yes.
something to just to say thanks to myself.
Now, what keyboard and mouse you use?
I use a super light, the first
Logitech?
gen. Yes. And
Okay.
then I won a keyboard actually in a giveaway. The first thing I've ever won in my life. It's a Keychron Q1 75% keyboard. It's wonderful. I can't believe it. I won something. So yeah.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
it was
nice.
ages ago. But yeah, I'm so fortunate with all the equipment that I've been able to purchase. But I think in November, my laptop that I used to use for streaming died. It just fried. I used it for 6 years and then it just fizzled out. And then I got my insurance payout and I saved up some money. And earlier in the year, I was fortunate enough, I don't know how, but the community supported me and I didn't need anything. And I bought a 4080 MSI Supreme X, so like a fantastic GPU. And then I built a complete new next-gen PC with a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D and 6,000 megahertz of 64 gigs of RAM. And so I've got I think I've got the best of the best.
Wait, I'm sorry. You got a 4080?
Yeah.
My goodness. Jeez. That is a powerful. I've been looking at that GPU for quite some time, and I have a 3070 Ti, and it does well with Flight Sim. Like I said, Flight Sim is my favorite game of all. I mean, that's my top favorite. That Flight Simulator is my favorite. I love flying, and it uses all the power, and it gobbles it up on a 3070 Ti. And I still have to put the settings on medium to high, not to maximum, for it to run smoothly. Because that game it's very high demand. It uses up your GPU, CPU, memory, everything. Everything, you got to put it on top notch. But I've been looking at that 4080. I think with that 4080, and if you're just dedicating it for Rainbow, you're more than enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm pretty much sorted. Yeah, but I only play Rainbow.
You're using a Bugatti, my goodness.
Yeah, and then I've got the Ryzen 9 that I used to stream with. So that's why I said I'm so incredibly fortunate. Like I did work for everything, but I try and teach some of the viewers. Just in this week, a viewer told me he was so upset with Rank that he broke his monitor, and I said to him, "Did you buy that yourself?" And he said no. And I said, well, that is the reason. Then his warranty claim wasn't approved. And now he's buying it himself. And he messaged me today to say thank you. Because I said to him, now you're going to value it. You're going to value something that you pay for yourself. Yeah. So you know what? We all learn these lessons in different ways.
It's not worth it to break something over a rank match. Just buy a stress ball. Buy a stress ball, squeeze the heck out of it. But don't break your stuff, because after that rank match is done, you're going to go into another one and you may ace it and do really good. And
well, you're not going to see anything with the monitor broken in any way. So yeah,
no, of course.
End of season for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't break the monitor. This is so important. How are you going to play now? This is why
sorry. Yes.
No, this is why I say, like you mentioned before, you take weekends and you just don't play. Give yourself a break from Siege. I totally believe in that. I believe there's some times when you're playing and things are not going well and you don't feel like you're on fire and you're not doing good. You know what? Put the game on pause. Just stop it. You know what? Let me play something else. Get your mind. You're overworking. You're overthinking. Give it a break. Play something else. Have some fun, and then go back to it. And you might, okay, I'm back in the groove. I'm back in the rhythm. I feel good now. And I'm performing better than I was before. And I used to do that. I used to do that when I was in Battlefield 4. And when I used to hit my top 30 in the world on that game. And what I did was there was moments that I wasn't doing good. I say, wait, you know what? Let me stop. Let me stop FPS altogether. Let me just play a racing game, or I'll play any racing game, or play an adventure game, Tomb Raider or something, and just get my mind off of FPS and have some fun. Few hours pass by, I go back into playing, and then I'm just doing really good. But sometimes you need a break.
I don't have that luxury. I play Siege. That is my game. I make videos about that. The people that tune in are not just there for me or for Siege, but for the combination. And I think many times we go through hardships, especially in the team itself, where the dynamic of the team, one will be depressed and this guy will be angry. And I try and I've got to be the SiegeDad, literally, and sort out all these emotions on the fly. And I think many of the people tune in for I don't want to call it life advice, but I teach them that if it's going bad with me and you see it, see how I react. Most of the time, yes, it's anger or something, but within seconds I'm over it and I'm reading and I'm answering the next guy's question and we move along. So there's some sort of purpose behind it, because why would I, for 3,500 hours in the last 2 years, why would I put myself through that if I didn't enjoy it? But yes, some days I don't want to play. But like I said previously, some people depend on me. It's like that friend that you see at the office. You get to the office, you get your coffee, you turn on the stream, you see I'm there, and you talk to me while you're busy doing with something else. So other people, I can't be selfish and just say, okay, I'm going to play a different game. Over December I played some GTA and some Cyberpunk and stuff like that. But the thing is, Siege and me are together. You know what I mean? And the people that watch it that's what they want to watch, and that's what I want to play.
Yeah, I'm likewise. I'm so addicted to the game, and still today, it's very addicting. And it's like you want to improve, and there's always something to improve in the game, always. And it could be within an operator. You can improve on using Habana, Thermite, Frost, whatever, and you just want to improve and improve and improve. You got so many operators out there that you want to get better at, and it's always something new to learn. There's a new angle, there's a new strat, and you want to improve, and you just got to dedicate more and more time to it. I mean, it's
Siege is a mistress of a game that deserves all the attention. She's a jealous game. She doesn't like you playing anything else, and that is the truth.
Yeah,
it's a time-consuming game. If you want to improve, you've got to really put in the hours.
That is true. Because you could be playing. I remember, I just got frustrated one day, and I said, you know what, I'm going to stop playing this game. And I'm playing another game, and I'm still thinking about what happened on Siege. And then I just played like 15 minutes of that game, and I just turned it off and went back into Siege. It's like, dang it, I'm trying to get a break from it, and I can't. Oh, yeah, it's tough. I'm telling you. So any future plans with your content? Are you doing anything new, or are you just still keeping the same plan? Are you putting...
I think, well, good advice to any other creator as well. I think so I was looking at my stats. I'm really preparing some documents for, I don't know, that I could use to promote it. Maybe get some additional eyes and stuff, some like statistics and metrics and stuff like that. And for the first year of my life when I streamed, I think the average viewers was under 10 for the first year. And then last year, February, I was the first and only South African that was allowed to co-stream the Six Invitational. And viewership did take I think I averaged 20. Instead of 10 for a year, I averaged 20 over 2 months. Then it started steadily increasing to 30 and 40. And like I did take a break over December, so that's why the numbers are down. But now I'm averaging around the 50 viewer mark. So it's all about consistency, because I want the charm in this game. I love Siege, that I am going to do everything. There's a lot of people that deserve it long before me, but I still have a lot of time before I will meet the requirement. But that is my goal. I want to earn myself a charm in Siege. And the way to do that is by streaming and making content for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, even Facebook and Threads. So I need to use my time wisely, to record footage, to stream the game, build up relationships with the viewers, and that's the same thing I can basically say to any other content creator out there as well. Don't let money motivate you. That's the number one. And then be consistent. Even if you don't have a schedule, you make sure to do your due diligence. Know that people know what days you are online for how long. I don't like to stream if I can't stream for 5 hours minimum. I just don't enjoy it. Because it feels like I'm just starting up and then I'm going. Because I spend so much time talking to people. The first 40 minutes of my stream, I'm literally just saying hello to everyone. Yeah. That's all I'm doing. And then we start the ranked, and then it's the SiegeDad again, where I've got to like calm everyone down and talk about their depression and all that kind of stuff. My plan is to get, my goal is to get a charm in Siege. So I think I'm on the right path currently.
You're on the right path. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one of my engineering friends work it out for me. So there's approximately about 8 million people, 7.6 million people that stream every month on Twitch.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. And I'm currently ranked 23,000 in the world. So that's top 12,000 English channels. Top 0.3%. And I'm just some guy who's not good at the game, who plays it every day. So if I can do it, then anyone can do it.
Then anyone can do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And you already have the charm? You already got the design?
No idea. No, I'm. What do they say? Don't count your chickens before they hatch?
Before they hatch, yeah.
Yeah. So
I know a lot of people do that. I don't know. I say,
maybe it's visualization. You know what I mean? Like Uzi made his charms, those 3. He put it on Twitter the other day. I know that kid's going to get it. I sent Ubisoft an email about him. I said, this kid needs to be in the creator program right now. And then a few weeks later, he's like, I'm co-streaming the 6th Invitational. I'm like, and I went into his stream and I said, I'm so happy for him. He's also a wonderful kid. And I know Senvale, he deserves his charm. That no one's more dedicated than that guy. No one puts in more hours than him. I can tell you now. And then there's a bunch of people on console, Anifix, Royal Penguin that you mentioned. All these people deserve charms as well.
Royal Penguin is one. Semvel, he's a really good streamer as well. Yeah. They're well known guys. They're well known. I think this is why I tell people, okay, you're a streamer. You got to remember one thing. You got to be very careful what you put out on Twitter. Don't trash talk Ubisoft. If you want a charm, you cannot trash talk them. And you got to be very careful. Bite the bullet. Don't be saying disgusting things, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to approve and say yes or no for you having a charm.
Absolutely.
And if they notice that you're toxic and you're speaking in a really, really rude tone, they're not going to, trust me, they're going to say no. And they don't care. They don't care. And if you're going to say, oh, I wish this company would just go down, and another company goes in and tell them cussing and stuff like that, you don't want to do that, because they're not going to pick you up. They took a charm away from somebody just because he said a joke.
Yes, it's very true. It can be removed like that, yeah.
You got to be very, very careful. Got to be very careful.
You're an ambassador. You're going to be part of it for life. I don't know if you know the story, but in Theme Park, there's an arcade machine at the bottom of arcade stairs, close right, outside Barrel's door. Bear something, I can't remember. It's a player who loved the game so much, and he passed away, and Ubisoft put his name as the high score on that video game machine. His name is his friends after his passing told Ubisoft about it, and they added him into the game. So they do care about the game. So, and it goes on with what you're saying. It's fine to have feedback and say you're unhappy about things, but you have to be within reason. You have to say things that are at least politically correct.
And respectfully. I believe that a lot. If you disagree with Ubisoft,
no, you can disagree. You can say, I don't want
you can disagree.
Defenders to have ACOGs. I think it's the worst decision ever made. That's perfectly fine. That is your opinion. We're not in charge of balancing. Those are stats and metrics that they use, that the Spanish team, I think it's in Spain, that they will be using to define the new meta and stuff like that. So you can have an opinions on certain things, but about minorities or groups of people or sexual preference or race or anything like that, you cannot say anything that is inappropriate.
Say, you'll get the boot.
Absolutely.
And as for me, I disagree with what they did with Frost, with the Frost mat. I did not like it. I don't.
But it's fine. It's great, actually.
I main Frost. That's the thing. I main Frost.
It's
I mean,
fine. It
give
adds
a
another
couple
layer.
more, but give it more seconds. I mean, the person falls in a trap and they're already taking it out. I said, wait, give it at least 5 seconds to be stuck and then release yourself.
Every time I get stuck in a frost mat since the update, one of my teammates has to tell me, remember, boss, you can pick yourself up. So I forget. Like, seriously.
Oh, you forget?
But yeah, I forget.
I see people, they just get off so quickly. Doesn't even give me time to go around to take advantage. And I was like, okay, these are superheroes now. They should give it a little bit, at least 3 seconds of delay. Have them stuck there for a little bit. But that was my thing. But I mean, I tweeted it and I said it respectfully. I said I totally disagree with this decision. I totally disagree removing unranked. I don't like it. I don't like standard. I think standard is just casual to bring back unranked. I prefer playing unranked. I didn't have to face cheaters and all the drama. At least I could have fun feeling I'm playing a ranked match. I could, pick and choose maps, pick and choose operators, ban operators that I don't want to play against or whatever, and then have some fun. But they removed unranked. So many people are so upset about them removing unranked. And I said, listen, the only way we could probably have a chance is to take it out on Twitter, but do it respectfully. Say, hey, please bring back unranked. We don't like this casual 2.0, what you call standard. We don't like it. I don't want to play certain maps that really there's not even part of in rank. I want to play certain maps that are in rank and play unranked. But I say if you're gonna put it out, just tweet it out respectfully and don't be disrespectful, because you just never know. You never know. Don't don't cross it, and then you're gonna want charms and you're gonna want things and you want to become part of the program and be part of Ubisoft and certain things, and they're not gonna give it to you. You just gotta know how to say things. Gotta know how to say things. So yeah, so that's one of the things you want. You want that charm. So I'm sure you're gonna get it soon. I'm sure you're gonna get it.
Yes, I'm still very far away in regards to requirements. I think if I'm lucky, a third of the way there, but I've made a lot of progress along the way. There's a lot more people that are further away than I am. So I just have to continue doing the exact same thing that I'm doing and improve where I can. And then I think if it's willed, it will happen.
It will happen. I'm sure it will. Just keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing phenomenal. Your stream is phenomenal. So, well, Big Boss, I think it's that time. I know you got things to do and I got things to do, but I give everybody a minute or two. So give them the stage so you could just tell everybody where they could find you, your socials, everything, your channel. Go ahead. The stage is yours.
All right. Well, obviously, first, I just want to say thank you very much, Dr. VTech, for having me on the show. It was actually very nice. I didn't know what to expect, but like you said, it was just a chat between two friends, and very quickly I felt comfortable, just like talking to someone that you've talked to for ages. Yeah. So everyone, if anyone's looking for me, I am the OddBigBossMan on every single social media platform. I stream Monday to Friday on Twitch and TikTok simultaneously. I think it's 10:30 GMT plus 2, so whatever the conversion is to Eastern time, I think it's like 6 hours difference now. So 3:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, something like that for the viewers in the US. But yes, if you want to come join in, you're more than welcome to do so. Tell me that you heard me on the Dr. VTech show. I'd really appreciate it. Then I can give him feedback as well. But yes, thanks again, Dr. VTech, for having me on.
Hey, my pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. This won't be the first nor the last time. I'll make sure to bring you back on, and you could give the fans around the world that are listening about your progress, what you're doing, how things going with you and your channel. I just got an email not long ago, I think sometimes this past week. My host sent me an email saying, hey, congratulations, you hit 25 countries now. Got listeners in 25 countries. I was only having 10, and from 10 jumped up to 25. So I got, I'm all over. I didn't know people in Japan, China, Sweden, Switzerland, Romania listening to the DrVtach show. So yeah, it's Germany. I mean, that the list goes on. I'm like, wow.
Well, anyone from Japan listening, I just want to say, domo arigatou gozaimashita.
There you go.
That means thank you very much. Very, very, very formally.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow him on Twitch. OddBigBossMan. Trust me, you're going to love him. Phenomenal guy. Okay, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Peace. May God bless you all. Peace.